So you definitely recommend getting a call every question rather than just saying something.
Well, I would say like a pricing guide can be helpful, right? But it depends on where you're at with your business, you know? If you're trying to get better at a skill, but you want to get more reps in, right? So it makes sense to be able to get on calls with as many people as you want. If you're pretty good at the skill, you have a lot of leads, and you kind of want to disqualify people because you're working too much, you know, you might want to be able to send a starting price. Or say, for example, you're like, dude, I only want to do people that would minimum pay me $12,000, and I'm gonna send them a pricing guide. If they book, they book. I don't care if they do. But if you do actually care if they book, like, yeah, get them on a call. But if you don't, then do the minimum effort and just like send them a pricing guide. If you take it with the frame that I'm practicing the process and I don't care if they book or not, I just care if I get better. I just care if I'm implementing and getting feedback and implementing again, then having more calls is great. And if they're unqualified, that's kind of even better because it's even lower pressure, right? So if you mess up, well, dude, they weren't going to book with you anyways because they only had like $300. So like, doesn't matter, but I got a chance to practice. But if you feel like you have enough practice, or you're just kind of like really wanting to avoid having a whole bunch of leads that are unqualified, then you could do a starting price, you know, like starting price of 3,000, 4,000, 8,000, whatever else. And if they feel like that's within the range, they'll book with you. They'll book a call with you. If not, then they'll weed those people out, right? But at the same time, you know, like Hannah mentioned on her, you know, talk earlier, she turned someone that was $1,500 to a 5K booking. And how she did that was being able to articulate what the bride wanted and then be able to also be like, I have the solution to your problem. And now they see a lot more value. So they're like, hey, you know, a generic videographer I was thinking would be 1,500, but now that you solve this very specific problem, it's worth a lot more to me. And that's why they're willing to spend 5K instead of 1,500. But you can't, like, stuff like that, you can't do on a pricing guide, right? At the same time, like, I wouldn't want people to like over disqualify at first because it's important to get the reps in. So then if you only have 10 calls and those are the 10 qualified calls and you're not getting anyone else on the call, you know, maybe you're overqualifying.